Ladies and gentlemen, goblins and ghouls.
Welcome to Turn Off the Century.
The movie podcast exploring films from the turn of the millennium through the end of its first decade. I'm Robbie, and I'm joined by my fellow auteurs, Hunter and Sauce. Hang out as we revisit the spoofs, bangers, crimes, and chaos of an era we're still trying to understand. Today's movie?
World's Greatest Dad.
Happy birthday, it's fucking German Scheiser porn. Alright, dude, it's fucking hot, right, yo?
No, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, yo?
I mean, these Europeans are much more broad-minded than these uptight Americans. Shit's huge in Germany.
Oh, yeah, well, we're not in Europe, and I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know, it's because you're a fag. You have a kid, and you're a fag.
All music is gay now. What about heavy metal?
That's probably the faggiest of all the fag music out there.
What you're doing is dangerous.
What, beating off?
It was raining yesterday afternoon. Water dripping off the lilac bushes my mother loves. And as I sat and watched the blood pour out from between my legs and felt the pain of motherhood myself, I wondered if it would have been a boy or a girl.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Turn Off the Century. This is episode 5. We're doing World's Greatest Dad. Sucks total shit. I don't think this movie sucks total shit.
I thought it was one of as I watched it when it came out, and I thought it would be one of those. Really quick before we get started, what's everybody's political opinions?
Alt-right. I'm constantly looking at ChatGPT on my phone and just trying to activate myself. I'm trying to MK Ultra myself. So
He's method watching the movie.
Exactly.
He's getting in. We must.
What about you, Sauce?
What about me?
Yeah, what's your?
I'm American. I believe in fucking nothing. Everything is purely vibes based. Whoever I think is annoying right now, they're my enemy for sure. And I've always hated them.
Wow.
Whoever's annoying
Okay,
me.
yeah,
in this
we're on the
current
same
moment.
page then. We're on the same page. Hunter's probably just lived out right now, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, I'm a left wing nut. You know.
No,
I gotta
you're not even
even out
left
this
wing.
podcast.
You're lived out, man.
Oh, I'm lived out specifically.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for me. I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah,
really
that
unfortunate.
sucks. Well, I guess
Politically
it's
ran
what-
through.
It's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever you guys say. I guess.
See, I told you he was on
Which
our
is
side. I told you this
which is
podcast
exactly
was a good
lived
idea.
out. You're right. You did it.
This is podcasting. Now we're actually getting into it. So
Why did you start with that? What are we doing?
We're talking about World's Greatest Dad.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know why you're
That's
confused.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is a podcast, right? And most of us are white. There's 3 of us.
Yeah, Sauce.
Yeah,
and Robbie
it's,
are
it's
white.
political.
Yeah, me and Sauce.
Yeah, you and Sauce are white. And I'm fat. That's just what I
That's
am.
diversity.
I'm not afraid of that. I'm the diversity hire. I get it.
That's brave.
Well, we had to have a handsome guy too, otherwise, then where are we going to get all the clicks?
Yeah, I got nothing if I'm being honest.
Yeah, frankly.
No, you
lucky
pay
I'm
for
here.
the hosting, so we got. You.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's true.
You are
All right, let's talk about the fucking movie.
Yeah, let's get to the movie.
Feel free to cut all this.
No,
not
don't
cutting any of that.
don't cut
I'm
any of
cutting a
that.
word of that.
This is
I'm keeping
gold.
the clap too. It's gonna be great.
Well, I mean, you can take medication, you can get rid of it, but
Well,
the
why?
slate.
Heyo.
Oh, the slate. Okay, cool.
Hey,
Okay, let's start.
yeah, let's start before my power goes out, or like an act of God.
Before
forbids
God,
me
yeah,
to actually
intervenes.
record this.
Which shout out to anybody who got through that episode.
Holy shit! I don't even know what it sounds like yet. I have not edited that episode as of recording this one.
Yeah, I know you're
but
worried.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare.
But
I'll pray
that's
for you,
why
brother.
that's why we got tours. All right, to
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put your own spin on it. You gotta put your own piece of art into it. You know, your own viewpoint, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Bobcat Goldthwait did in World's Greatest Dad. I think he put his own spin on this.
Okay.
okay.
And that's it. And so that's the podcast. We'll see you guys later.
That's the podcast. See you guys.
Wait, Hunter, what did you?
yeah,
'cause I'm
let's
surprised.
just-
I feel like we have a similar through line on opinions for this one.
Yeah,
Well, for you two, I honestly do really like this movie. I think I think it's funny. I think it's very funny, and it caught me off guard many times.
So in the true lib fashion, I'm going to be playing the middle ground a little bit
Sure.
because I don't think it's a bad movie in the sense that I don't think it's like poorly made or anything like that.
I think it's poorly made.
Just found it That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I was not comfortable watching a lot of this movie. I was not having a good time. Frankly, just not having a good time. And I get that it's like it's not even that it was a dark comedy or anything like that. It was just these, and we'll go through it when you start going through the plot a bit, Sauce, but these characters are just like anathema to me. I hate this thing. I just don't, I lived through this era, and it was like killing me watching it again.
Yeah, I feel like everyone in it is generously one-dimensional. And
Yeah.
But I think that's the satire of it. I think that's...
No, I know it makes it facile, but it also makes it easy for them to write these kinds of jokes in which I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression. I absolutely love, crude, blue, whatever you want to call it. I like gross humor. I love dark humor, and I can see it's in there. It's in this movie, but I think what we'll get into is just execution. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to kick it off then?
Yeah. Where do we want to start? I don't know.
Let's start at the very
Robbie's seen
beginning,
it.
which, like all great movies, start at the end.
Oh,
I
wow.
hope everyone applauded for that, because that was...
Yeah. When that came up on my Netflix screen, or Tubi actually, I was clapping. Actually, that was real.
Before we get into the plot, so Robbie picked
Yeah.
this movie. So
Yes.
when did you see it? What was your first experience with it, and then why bring it on to revisit?
You know,
now?
I think because I saw it. I think it was at the time when Netflix was still relatively new, and this movie got a super limited release. And it was just one of those things where Netflix and other streaming services really didn't have a lot to put out there and a lot to offer.
Yeah, maybe like
And-
100 movies at a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw Robin Williams, and I heard it was funny, and I went, all right, whatever, I'll check it out. And it caught me off guard. I mean, not to get too far into it, but that first scene where you meet the son and he's just strangling himself while jerking off, I'm like, all right, I'm in. like that's funny.
He's just like me, is what Robbie thought, and continued to watch. I was not joking when I said this was Redbox core. For
No,
me.
you
Yeah.
were not.
We had the Redbox down. I was in, I think, college when this. Yeah, 2009. So yeah, I was squarely in college, and there was a Redbox like right next to the 7-Eleven that my brother worked at in town. And
Oh, I used to
we
smoke there.
I would always go by there. Oh wow, awesome! You're the guy that got arrested. No, it's there's
Yeah, I used to
you know,
mug him there.
I'd constantly like rent stuff there, take it up to the dorm, whatever, and it was this was always on there. This was just like front page. It was like this and some Bob Saget original film that he had done for Redbox. And I would
I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of deal with Redbox at this time.
I think this was it was either, I don't know if it was made for Netflix, but it was definitely made for like essentially what the straight to DVD audience was in 2009. So I assume that it definitely had something with Redbox, probably something with Netflix. It was probably before Netflix was funding movies the way it is now, though. So
Yeah.
it was more like a combined effort.
And that's kind of how I heard about it, because again, there was barely anything on Netflix, so it was just like I was just watching anything on there. And I like Bobcat Goldthwait a lot. I think
always
he's a
like
very
the way he talks.
underrated.
I can't do that fucking voice.
I think he's a
try.
really underrated comedian, and also underrated Bobcat show, Unhappily Ever After. On,
Oh, yeah, with the bunny.
WB with the bunny.
Oh,
I
yeah,
always
that's
liked.
right.
I always thought that show was very funny.
His voice is perfect for making like 6-year-old kids laugh, just because it's like. I love that he sounds so pathetic. Like a modern day Gil from
I mean,
The
the first time you
He's
see
a
him
great
in
comedian. He's a great actor. I like that.
when
guy.
you see him in Scrooged for the first time as a kid, and I
Yes.
watched Scrooged all the time, so it's like when he would show up and he was just perfect in that. He was like that character, just kind of a sad sack.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, he directed this one. He directed and wrote it, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
it's
did.
his first movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I met someone who had a really nice camera, and I was at the time, so I was like fresh out of film school, and I wanted to make a short, and I was writing one with our friend Robbie, and I met this guy, because he was Persian too. We just find each other, and he had a really good camera, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really trying to get into cinematography." I'm like, "Perfect, I've got you now." and we had our first like hangout, like, oh, let's hang out, get to know each other, which really meant like smoke weed and let me like pitch you the script, and then like let me know what you want to add into it, and then got way too high. This is my first time I ever hung out with this person, and he just does the like instinct turn on Netflix and being like, oh, Robin Williams, like, well, he's funny, we're writing a comedy, let's maybe this will get us in the mode. And what a terrible movie to watch with somebody you just don't know at all.
That is very true.
Like, watch with a complete stranger in his house and way too high. Just the ding, ding, ding.
Just bad vibes all around.
Oh man, I think literally we did not remain friends.
World's Greatest Dad broke up this friendship.
Damn.
Oh, it was also my terrible movie, but yeah, it didn't help. But okay. So I remember I never liked it, and then I started having people recommend it to me, and I was like, go away, like leave me alone.
Well, then I'm really glad I recommended this one. I think this is interesting.
All right, so let's just jump into it. We've all watched this.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Why not?
Yeah, I literally watched it yesterday. So
Same.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. It all seems very like rote. It's not complicated. It's not even high concept.
This is
it's not.
This is probably going to be one of our fastest recaps of any of these movies, simply because the movie is extremely, like, Sauce is correct. The movie is simplistic simply because the characters are very one-dimensional, and again, it's satirical, so that's not that you can weigh that however you want, but it is very straightforward. There's not a lot of twists and turns, I'd say.
Yeah, my notes are probably the least legible out of any of the movies we've done so far. And the first one I wrote down was Darko Enterprises, and I just wrote LOL.
That was... I noted the same thing. I didn't say LOL, but I had the same vibe.
I went Darko
so
Enterprises. What the fuck is that?
That's one of the companies, man.
Yeah, Richard
guess.
Kelly produced this.
Yes.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah. So
This seems like something
nice
that'd be
little,
up Richard Kelly's wheelhouse,
Nice little vanity solo card, which is the tattoo of every most annoying person you've ever met at a house party.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
And we're introduced to Robin Williams' character, Lance Clayton, a single father, failed. He's an English and poetry teacher, and I'm going to say failed writer, just a constantly aspiring writer.
Just a middling writer.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the titles of his manuscripts, which are on the table, I did have to like rewind and pause on it. But we have Darwin's Pool, The Speed of Bad News, and
The Speed of Bad News is my favorite.
That's
very,
awesome.
very Brian Griffin fucking.
Yes.
And The Narcissist Life Vest.
My
Those are
wife
great.
writes a lot, and she has a quote that this reminded me of. She says, "Some people want to write, and some people want to have written," and it feels like he's kind of the latter to some degree. Because they show his like fantasy pretty early on, where it's like what his writing fantasy was, and it's not. He's like, I just want to be important. Essentially, it shows him like in a book signing and women falling.
Yeah, he says I want to be important. And maybe make a shitload of money.
Yeah, at the end, he's like, but really,
exactly.
I'd settle for just a shitload of money.
Yeah,
and he even says, I'm not actually a fan of the writing process. I just like the end result. So it's like, yeah, that makes total sense. He's kind of a shithead.
He even fluffs it up with the Hemingway quote, where he'd say, I'd be happy if I only ever wrote one true sentence. So
well, I also like,
he's
and then
definitely
he
gassing
ended up,
himself up.
But then he said Hemingway, had an itch in his brain, and he decided to scratch it.
With a shotgun.
Which I think is a good line. I think that's a funny line.
Good line. That was one of the better lines.
Something I will say, and here's the thing: just because I don't like this doesn't mean that I can't. We're definitely scraping the value, and I tend to take notes not on like, oh, I hate this part, I hate that part. I'm like,
right.
I wrote like my thoughts, so I'm like, they're not that. One thing I respect it for is if you're going to do this kind of dark humor, or I really want to go so far as to say it starts out as edgy before it gets dark.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah, is there a street term for autoerotic asphyxiation?
I don't know.
Is it called scarfing? I think it's called
Autojacks?
scarfing. Unless I don't know. someone-
Starving? I've not heard that unless
That sounds more like it has to do with eating something.
I know,
don't
but in my head, I think, hey guys, I've had sex before. Okay, I know what the things are.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
like
But yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
yeah, sure, man. We all
He's
have.
totally done it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
hey, just,
We all have girlfriends and stuff, dude. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 3
Just
times.
explain it
counts.
to me. Like if you could talk about it a little bit. Some of the steps.
Okay, so how
you
you know
do
how
it.
like when you're like really no. Anyways, we're introduced to Lance's son Kyle, which perfect name for every shithead kid you've ever met in your life.
Absolutely. Also hilarious that it's the kid from Spy Kids.
Yeah, which puberty did him no favors.
No, poor kid.
He walks in on his son choking himself while jerking off with a belt. And
you think he's dead right away.
yeah. And I said, like, I admire the fact that they're just leading in right at the beginning with here's what's going to be in this movie. So if you accidentally watch it with your parents or your Christian girlfriend, you can turn it the fuck off immediately.
Or your friend you just met and you got way too high with.
But I don't even know where the remote is,
But
and
they
I'm so
didn't.
high that I'm couch locked. So now we're in.
And immediately, I think his son just tells him, like, what are you looking at?
Yeah. He calls him a freak for walking in on him. That was very funny.
So I got to say, like, this kid is like, I think it hinges on his performance, and I'm not. He just sucks. I know that's the point.
Oh,
but there
he's
crosses
the
a line. I
worst.
think where I'm like, I
It's-
don't even like. He is the proto. Like he is the insult before we had a word for it.
No, that's what I was
character.
saying before we started recording to Hunter. I was like, weirdly enough, this movie's kind of prescient of like,
Yeah,
like
yes.
obviously these kids existed at this time, but like now more so than ever, I think more kids are just like this.
Yeah, that was the problem for me though. Like again, what Sauce was saying, you're right. It is prescient. It's this kid exists. I didn't want to experience him for the rest of the movie, and you just were most
you didn't
of the
have
rest
to.
of this movie. It was just not all of it. That's for sure.
No, but what's
for
there
a
is
good chunk
definitely
of it,
fucking enough.
Dude, it sucked. It's just nails on a chalkboard because it's a kid that you've met probably a billion times in your life at that point, who's calling everything his words, not mine, gay or using the F slur.
I mean, here,
you know,
I'll say it. He says everything is for fags, man. Like,
yeah, he would have said it. But remember, Robbie did say that, not me. So
I said it.
And
Don't worry, you can fire me.
Oh, for anybody who's wondering, me and Robbie used to date for like 9 years.
I'm just saying, it's the entire time. It's just everything to him sucks. He's like
Yeah.
reading. Sucks.
But again, to
Watching
me,
pretty
movie
much everything
sucks.
except jerking off to German porn sucks.
but to me,
One of the
that's
funniest
like-
lines in the movie does come from him, though, where he's saying, "Vaginal sex is for straight pussies."
Yes.
It's some pussy shit. Like, if I were to hook up with that girl anal first, I'm like, oh,
I'm going
boy.
straight to anal. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, but even call it prescient, if you will. Like there, it's just so much that it's too much that it's okay. This is
Yeah.
it goes into like this isn't even. I can't even squint to believe it. I can't even go into like turn your brain off mode just because of how.
But no,
fucking
I can
abrasive he
believe
is.
it because I've met this kid before, and when you went to high school, you would meet these kids and you would know them, and you go, "Oh yeah." I mean, I think that's why this movie made me laugh because I've met that kind of kid before, and it is just as every bit as unpleasant as you could ever not want to be. You know?
Yeah, I did mention while I was watching this that the kid reminded me of the kids that got me out of wrestling in high school. Where
okay.
they were just so weird and so disconcerting. They were like, "We watch TNA wrestling, and this is us, and no girls allowed." And none of them had girlfriends, but they talked about sex all the time and women and stuff. It's like, what are you guys doing? You guys are just losers, absolute losers.
I mean, that's again. I think too. What's so funny about him as a kid is that like the two people in his life that are the closest people in his life also hate him, which I think is very funny.
Well, it's weird that he has the friend, Andrew, right?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
Andrew.
Yeah, he's got this friend who's
Yes.
like he's just this really good kid, but you can tell like kind of his mom's an alcoholic, He's kind of a loser. It's the only friend he can make is this kid Kyle, who again, like, you see him go throughout the high school, like everybody just fucking hates him. Everybody fucking
yeah, nobody likes this kid.
Yeah, you take a tour of all his bullies, and then even when he tries to show Andrew some like German scat porn, Andrew's like, "What are you doing,
dude?
This
What?
is
Ew!
so terrible. This is not something I'm into at all." And he's like, "Why aren't you into this? Are you gay?"
Which is perfect psychopath pathology. Is they just assume everybody else also thinks like them, so they just start like going off about shit like that. Like,
yeah,
you just
definitely.
get her drunk, or oh yeah, you like, yeah, everyone should be into this.
Yep.
Very
He just has the
fucking
answer
pornography.
for everything because this is what I think, so you should think this as well. Freak ass kid.
So I mean, yeah, you're basically watching him just pistol whip Robin Williams, which I mean, I've always had an affinity for. I think he's got a great, like, he's just such an American staple, and this is definitely.
Well, I think
late
Robin
career.
Williams is really good in this movie too. I think he plays the role really well. Of just,
He is the three-dimensional character in the movie. Like, he gets to
Yeah.
do other angles. You actually get to see him act. It's definitely a Robin Williams like standout movie. He's great. I don't have a problem with him at all in this. The only problem I have is how much he gets pissed by the kid. It's very funny, but
Yeah,
like,
instead even that like kind of pushes it
he
to
is
like.
a punching bag.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't hit somebody after all that shit though. Like, even if you're very
But
staunch,
again,
like, I'm not going to hit my kids. Like, you
Robin
would-
Williams needs to be beating this child. That's what
He
I'm
needs-
saying.
and
I've
here's
never-
the thing:
and
if
you're not
any
wrong.
kid deserved to be hit, it is Kyle.
Yeah. I always like take
100%.
a weird like, hang on, are you guys really talking about that? You know, if you're ever talking to people who were, I guess they were physically disciplined as a kid, and they're like, or if there's somebody like a kid acting up in public, they're like, what they need to do is beat their ass, and I'm like, yeah, that's a child, man. They're supposed to be loud and
Yeah,
annoying.
like don't beat up a kid.
yeah, like they haven't developed empathy
that-
yet. Like, give them a second.
but if you met a kid like Kyle,
yeah,
and that's the way he talked to you, I don't think any court in the nation would convict you. just giving him a nice smack across the face, because it's like, no, he's a piece of shit. Like, he is the worst kid in history.
yeah, and so then
I
we're
hope
introduced
this
to
isn't your first episode of hearing this podcast, by the way, because this is we do not normally condone beating children and
Right.
porn.
Look, the
I
movie
just wanna
brought
mention
this out of
that
us.
This is weird. This
yeah,
is
like I said, it takes it to such an extreme where I'm like, one, this isn't believable, and two, like, I'm actually upset, like, not in the way I like to be.
Yeah, you get pissed off because Robin Williams is such. I mean, he's a loser too in a different way, but he's generally being nice, and that kid is just laying it in, man.
So we're introduced to his. I wrote down like, well, at least he's getting pussy. Like, we see that he's got a girlfriend. He's got a secret coworker girlfriend who
secret
was
lover of the
half his age.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And they reference it in there too. He talks about it, it's like, oh, if I was in high school, you'd be a fetus.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do say that line.
It almost feels like, but he couldn't help himself. Like, Bobcat couldn't help himself. There should still be something. Which again, like I said, it almost if he either is such a huge loser, that he's also getting no pussy. Meanwhile his son is obsessed with it. But no, they like each other. They believe they have to have a secret relationship, and I think you're left to assume that it's from like the problems in the workplace. It would cause a HR nightmare. But from what we see though, is it's because he is such a fucking loser. There's nothing worth bragging about. There's nothing worth.
Yeah,
going
no one, and also like no one thinks he would be fucking getting laid anyways.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah,
they just
and they kind of imply like the secret is part of the charm though, like, or at least part of the turn on for her. She acts like it's cool, like she makes a deal about it. So I think that's kind of part of it. The only reason he's getting laid is potentially because it's a secret relationship.
well, so
Yeah.
I would argue too. I feel like she almost sees it because there's a lot of like literary allusions to in this movie and stuff like that, because they bring up a lot of writers and a lot of authors and literature and stuff like that. I almost see it as her kind of living out this fantasy of the book Lolita.
Yeah,
in
she
the
does
sense
kind of
that,
act like a high schooler, even though she's a high school teacher.
right. And Robin Williams' character, he's kind of almost like a Humbert style character, where he fancies himself as this like well-read intellectual who's into all these smart guy things, but really he's kind of pathetic and a loser.
Oh, and he's also into
and
like
so-
all the most basic fucking shit too. Like, it's
Right. He thinks that like he's this deep thinker, but it's like he talks
He's
about
quoting the Rolling Stones and Ernest Hemingway, where it's like he's only has like the surface level. This is by default makes you smart because you've read a book, not because you actually like read a lot of
Not
books.
because he actually understood it and like cared for it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even too, because
movie's
if you
crazy.
notice, there's a lot of he's always wearing like a movie shirt or like when he's hanging out at home. Like the first shirt you see him in is a 2001: Space Odyssey shirt.
Yeah.
He has movie posters all over his his house and stuff like that. So you almost get this impression too that like his real passion is maybe movies, but he just felt like to be respected as an artist or as an intellectual, you have to be a writer.
Right.
Well, that's all he talks about when he's actually having fun, like with his neighbor. I forgot her
Yeah.
name, but he talks about zombie movies, and we'll go through it. But like the movie ends with him watching a movie with the kids, and like there's a big sequence in the middle of it where part of the big fight was over the fact that they didn't go see a movie. So yeah, you're definitely, but that's also kind of millennial core. Like the whole movie, has
Very
so
millennial
many,
core, yeah.
the most millennial characters you've ever seen. If you get annoyed by millennials like millennials do, then you're gonna be in hog heaven because this movie's got it.
Okay. I almost kind of felt like Bobcat's an older guy. He has a cameo in this as well, but it felt very almost like very Gen X to me. But
Well, that's my thought. No, I agree with you. I think Robin Williams himself is Gen X, and that's why he's double the age of his girlfriend. Everyone else, this movie is a Gen X comedian looking around him at the moment in 2009 and being like, "This is what millennials are like," and this is the one Gen X guy that's walking around, but he's also a loser because he's me, Bobcat Goldthwait, just walking around in the year 2009, surrounded by millennials. And
Cast
millennials
Robin
suck,
Williams to
but
play
also
yourself.
I suck. Also, I'm terrible. So here we go.
So then we're also introduced to the principal, played by Bobcat was on the show. Damn it, the one with the bunny. We just said it.
Unhappily Ever
Yes.
After.
Unhappily Ever After. Yeah, and then we have
I
Jeff
almost
Pearson
said Greg
playing
the
principal.
Bunny, even though we've already said it.
Yeah. And then Jeff Pearson. That's they clearly must have been friends from that. As the principal, and then we're also introduced to character Mike, who is the biggest Chad I've ever seen.
He's just tall and hot and cool and athletic, and
He's got a son, and he's
And
like trying to be the best
he's
dad.
got the competing English class that's more popular, which is definitely a thing that high schools for some reason have, I
absolutely
guess.
high schools
And then
definitely
he's
have
also been-
competing English classes.
I loved when he's like, "Yeah, I got published in the New Yorker," and Robert was like, "Oh, it's not national, but."
That
good
made me
job."
laugh really hard. That was a great line. Actually, it
this-
is national. I guess I've never heard. I don't know.
I never heard of the New Yorker. What are you talking?
Just that stewing on it, seeing that he's making his secret girlfriend wet from being accomplished, and as well as like not having a shitty kid, and not and also being hot and age appropriate and tall and athletic.
The hardest job you'll ever love. The hardest job you'll ever love. I fucking hate it.
No, this movie has really good lines.
Yes.
Say what you will about the overall like.
It's
I guess
written
what he
by
was
a
trying
very
to
good
convey-
Comedian. He's good at doing lines. Like that's. The best
I guess
thing
you could
that he's
say
got
this.
going.
This very much feels like a guy's first movie.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, 100. Yeah, this is, and it's not. Again, I don't think it's as poorly constructed as Sauce does, but
I just mean on a technical level.
thi-
I'm not saying that it needed to have oneers and Dutch angles or anything like that, but it's even it just has that like I can tell you the budget from the movie just by looking at it and just by telling like
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like we used to have really simple comedies that took place in 4 locations or what have you, but still had like they were. I feel maybe this is like
Had
shot
stuff
on
to look
digital.
at.
Yeah, it's just very kind of like even visually boring. It has that not quite now where everything looks like a Capital One commercial, but it has this very like we
yeah.
have no money, and there's a lot of other people's must be their first job, like as a
can you
cinematographer
imagine if
and
this movie actually had wonders in
rigging,
it? That'd be
yeah.
incredible.
gaffers. Yeah. But yeah, our big get is Robin Williams, and we're pretty confident in this script that is, the jokes are, like you're saying, there's good lines, but they do just all feel written. Like, I don't think that the only part where it feels like a very organic conversation is that everybody who enters the room is like, hey, check it out, Mike got printed in the New Yorker. They just constantly keep repeating that. Where I'm like, if you've ever been envious of somebody or in a rivalry they're unaware about, like, that's such an organic moment of like just the universe constantly rubbing it in your face.
Well, I like it too because even the principal who's just like, oh, you should read this at the assembly. You should do that. Like, Yeah. Have you ever done that? Have you ever read in front of everyone?
Can you give me a copy?
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. Robin Williams is just sitting there stewing, man, because he knows this guy is better than him in every single way.
And he's right. He is.
And he's right.
Mike
He is,
rules.
yeah.
Mike fucking rules, man. He's good at basketball. He can write. He's the best. I'm envious of Mike, and I don't even know the guy.
So yeah, Mike has a kid that he gets to be a good dad, but he's every other weekend dad. He's what's that called?
A little bit of a divorced dad.
Yeah. Because Robin Williams'
he's my
kid
dad?
is so shitty and also like bad grade, shitty person and not even smart. And the principal wants to send him to special ed.
To special ed, yeah.
Which also was kind of like when I heard that, I was like, man, that's not exactly how I considered you getting into a special needs school. But
okay. I mean,
But
they did that shit
when
I was in school.
I think
they just put all the most like emotionally unstable kids with mentally ill and mentally handicapped.
Yeah, that's where they put them there, and they just start giving them acid and trying to activate them.
So here's where what was slightly different.
That's
in my
school shooter 101.
Was we didn't have special needs school. We had this thing called what was called AEP, and it was the Alternative Education Program.
Oh,
if you
Ours
were
called RSP.
No. Ours. So I get what you're gonna say, Robbie, but it was actually worse than what you think.
I went to a continuation school.
I don't mean continuation.
This wasn't
school.
exactly continuation. What they did was essentially they'd get pulled out of our class and then they'd go flip tires every day. Like they would just you would see them outside working at like doing physical drills and stuff. I remember one of the guys in my school disappeared, and on graduation day, he was next to me, and I thought he went to a different school, and he's like he'd just been there, and he was so big and so strong, and I was like, oh no. They've had you flipping tires for like 8 years, and he had been flipping tires for like 8 years.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like, holy shit!
I wish I got sent to this.
Let's make the most cruelest sociopath the strongest.
We called it kid jail because it was literally kid jail. They would go to kid jail every day. They'd flip tires and do physical stuff, and I guess the classes were just easier. And then they would get really, really strong, and I'd see them on graduation day, and that was last time I saw them was in like 8th grade.
And guess what? Those guys are top podcasters now.
Ooh.
Fucking
sorry, Robbie. One more fuck up like that, and you're going to AEP.
Shit,
you're gonna be flipping tires, bud.
Damn it! Hey, I'm telling you, if I was sent to a school where I got to flip tires and like lift weights, that sounds kind of sick.
Yeah,
that's prison. What you're talking about is prison.
It was prison. We should get you there real fast, Robbie. I think it might be easier to get there than you would think.
All right, I mean, we'll find out. Let's.
We'll just have to
what
let
do you want me
Chelsea
to do?
know what the plan is. I don't know. So Robbie has a new job. It's called going to jail. And he's going to be doing his best to support from there, though.
That's
Your dad may not be proud of you, but I am. So we see Robin Williams failing poetry class with only 3 members in it, and the one kid starts doing something that I absolutely did when I had to take a poetry class, and that's just take song lyrics and pass them off as a poem. He goes, "How do you know what was the song?" Oh yeah, he tries to.
It was Under Pressure.
Under Pressure.
It was Under Pressure.
And he's like, "Oh damn, how do you know that song?" Jason, I'm white.
Yeah, that's a good line. I thought the poetry class was so funny, dude. Like those are some of my favorite lines. I've got one written down for me. I don't remember what exactly in the movie it was. I just remember it was that same kid, and he comes up and he does this long Black Power poem. Like he did this whole thing, and then he goes to sit down, and Robin Williams says, well, anyone else have a haiku? It done like this long ass.
He does like a whole spoken word awesome. Fucking Langston Hughes.
It was great. He did the Black Power side. It was so good, dude. And he's like, anyone else have haiku? Good stuff. That was.
Anyone else have haiku?
They started acting like.
Oh, no, we're doing poetry. No. Oh, Mike's gonna fuck my girlfriend. Oh. Yeah. Maybe he talks like this, but maybe his penis is really small, like this. Sorry. Okay. This is why we're gonna be fucked if we have to do a Jeff Goldblum movie on one of these.
We'll find one.
We'll get to maybe the second act break. Maybe we'll continue with the podcast.
After a word from our sponsors. And it's an old
Factor.
ad for
Yeah.
apartments.com.
I really had to hold in something that would get us canceled 5 episodes in. I'm just
I'm glad you did.
yeah, no,
I'm glad you did.
that's Hunter would be like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?"
We're going to send you an alternative education program.
Shit, you're gonna send me to
Again, this
re-education in a
movie's
minute.
bringing it out, man.
We've already
okay.
been canceled at this point.
This is what going back to the 2000s really does to you.
Yeah, it reminds me that I don't actually miss all the fucking vulgarity when I think about it. I mean, I
really
do in my
don't.
movies, but you pay
Go-
to do that.
Kind of.
Right.
In this movie almost burned me out of it, though. Like, the kid did it so fucking much, and I was just, by the end of it, you're almost desensitized again, which is kind of what it was back in the early 2000s.
That's what it was,
Kind of
yeah.
desensitized to the word, but to me, it was desensitized in a different way. It was just like getting shot over and over again. I'm like, tired of this. Get this
Yeah.
kid dead, which is where we're going. Like,
Which is where we're heading, yeah.
But yeah, we also see that.
Let's kill this kid.
I just wrote down hoe logic, and his girlfriend
What was
is
that
pretty
in regards
obviously.
to?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, into
His
Mike.
girlfriend is pretty into Mike, and not even being subtle about it, but definitely pulling the like, we can be friends. You know, I'm like, okay, well, you won't hang out with me in public, but you'll go hang out with him. You know.
Yeah.
And that's where I also had the line that fucking pussy is virgin shit.
But again, I think that plays into what we were talking about earlier with the girlfriend. She's almost feels like she's living in this, Lolita kind of fantasy where she gets to be the young, innocent high school student with
But she's
the
like,
smart,
I'm sneaky
older
horny.
professor
Like,
type.
I'll flash you my panties, and like we'll make out in the stairwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll hang out with this guy that listens to Bruce Hornsby too much. The most Bruce Hornsby movie we've ever watched.
Probably the most Bruce Hornsby movie to ever exist, if I'm being honest.
Frankly, I couldn't see another one being more than that.
I don't.
He's just a musician. I mean, it's just, again, I think it kind of plays into Robin Williams' character that he didn't really.
He's such a fuddy-duddy.
None of his tastes were exactly like high class,
refined,
or refined or anything like that. It was all very
Most
middle
niche
of the
cult
road.
classic thing he likes is the original Night of the Living Dead.
Right, which
Yeah,
is
which
like
is
the most
niche at
basic
all.
zombie movie that
Yeah,
everybody
the first
sees
one.
when they're getting
The
into
first
horror.
fucking one.
Yeah.
He's into He's into an adult contemporary songwriter and the 2001: A Space Odyssey. Whoa, what a nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really into high fantasy. You know, Lord of the Rings. Well, there's a first one, and I've only read that, and it's called The Hobbit.
Well, that's why I like when Bruce Hornsby shows up in the movie. I think that's very funny. I think it's funny that they got him for it.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
took
way
much
later,
to Bruce
so I don't want to
Hornsby,
jump too far
frankly.
ahead.
Yeah. So we see Robin Williams. I think we can kind of like breeze past this. Like he really does put every effort into trying to like have a relationship with his son, and his son is just the worst person in the world. And
I think those scenes actually kind of work where you can tell he's really trying to connect with his kid, where it's like he is trying. And
trying to kill him with
as
fire.
much
Like
of
the
a
computer
loser as he
scene?
kind of is, he is trying.
The cut from him saying like, "We'll go look at computers," and then he says, "We're not buying one," and then it cuts to them in the mall, and he's bought him a monitor for his computer, and his son's like saying, "Oh, it's kind of small. This sucks."
He says,
Yeah.
he goes,
Come on,
"This
dude."
wasn't the biggest one."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
And
And he just goes,
we'll
"You
go
know, I
look at
think you would be
computers,
nice."
and then we'll go to the movies. That'll be something for you. And he's I don't know if you noticed this. He only eats pizza and chicken nuggets.
I did
never
notice
seen
that,
this.
which
Oh,
I
didn't
think
even
is very
about
funny.
that, Yeah,
Yeah, so in the food court, Robin Williams is eating
that's
Chinese.
really prescient.
Yeah.
No
I
shit.
think Bobcat just has kids, and it's like I think if you have kids, I don't. have
you
kids,
just
but I do have
really
Robbie.
notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying that Zelda Williams only eats pizza and chicken nuggets?
No.
You asshole.
Leave my wife out of this. But yeah, he continues being shitty, and then he finally gets to snag a date with his girlfriend, where he finally gets her to be like, I'll come out to dinner with you and like
He
bring your son.
finally gets to snag a date with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like finally gets to go on a date with his own girlfriend.
Yeah, they get to go to Olive Garden and bring. He's like, but her motive being to like, let's kill two birds with one stone. I'll get to know your son, and then he'll like see what's going on. And every again, it just continues. It's just every scene with him. We can just keep going. Like, I don't know if any of them more of them like stand out. He tries to tell him, he's like, oh well, like I found somebody, and it's Claire, and he's like, who? Like, no, your fucking teacher, Miss Reed, you know. And
well, I like when he goes.
Tilf.
He goes. Well, I like when he goes like, her body's good, but her face is kind of like I would just bend her over. It's like, oh my god.
There's
It was so disgusting, dude. That kid was fucked up.
This was a horrifically like exaggerated form of misogyny. That's so like just out
Teenage
there
misogyny.
Now. So, yeah.
That should that's what like you can go on x.com, the everything app, and you can find this very easily.
You can also follow us on x.com.
X
Pod
videos, they have
at
that
Pod
stuff?
TOTC. Oh, not here in Texas, Sauce.
No,
You can't do
they
that
took
here.
that one too.
They
took away
they
Xvids?
they caught on. Yeah, Xvids is gone now.
Bro, that's like it's for the cultured, man. Like if you like European anything, like you're set.
Dude,
Well,
trust
you're
me,
not-
I know. Sauce, I know.
Right before we become Kyle, let's continue on. Oh yeah. Also, there's a scene. I don't know.
Time this episode.
My notes are so fucking illegible because I'm like, I don't know where the plot is goes with this. But
True.
I wrote
There
down,
is a
"Whoa,
lot of meandering
weed?
in the
He's a
movie."
teacher who smokes weed.
Whoa. Yeah, that part
Crazy.
I kind of rolled my eye. I mean, because that's where we first meet
The old lady.
his neighbor, right? Yeah.
yeah.
And she
Bonnie.
looks at him and goes, "Your weed smells like shit."
Oh, yeah, and I have asthma, so if you can put it in some brownies for me.
Yeah, but then again, that's the first time you really see him actually connecting with someone other than
And
his girlfriend who seems to not really like him that much, and his son who really definitely doesn't like him that much.
And of course, like who's he connecting with? It's the member of the silent generation. You know, like
Right,
You know
yeah.
what?
Yeah,
'cause you're
yeah,
old
no
doesn't
kidding.
mean you don't know things. You know, like okay, man.
Just as you're collecting newspapers in your apartment and you don't want to throw it out because it would cause World War III or something in your head.
Which again, prescient.
So they go out to the dinner, and you can see on Kyle's plate he's got just pepperoni cheese pizza at the nice Italian restaurant.
Dang, man, you're exactly right. That was very funny. Oh,
I
my God.
will say this scene when they're at the restaurant, you actually do see Kyle start to slightly open up a little bit.
Yeah, and
And,
it's all being very sardonic though. Like he's not he's going along with it, but for the sake of distracting them.
But you see it kind of more like, oh, hey, maybe there is a person in there somewhere.
Yeah, because there's also like a woman is actually talking to him, not
Yeah,
telling him to get
exactly.
fucked, you know, and he hasn't antagonized her so immediately, or she's a bit more resilient than the high school girls we've seen him around. That, but also as we discussed, like the divide between he's either like a older Gen Xer and an older millennial. He's trying to tell her about like movies, and he's like, oh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and she's like, which one? And he's like, let's say it at the same time. She's like, I like the Johnny Depp one. It's like, okay, this is also where like I
God.
think a lot of the beginning resentment towards millennials is like kicked in, or like,
Yes,
you like the
that
newer
was
one,
that's
you
the note I
idiots.
wrote there was that was such a 30-somethings woman. Like she was supposed to like be in her like late 20s, I think.
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that range. But
Mid to late
it was
20s,
just it was pain. It was like, oh man, everything that he wants her to connect on is just like a generation before doesn't work. Just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
And even though you're saying it's like, oh, he's actually like opening up, I still feel like it gets worse. Like it's almost like a manipulative tactic because he's using a very early generation phone camera to take upskirt pictures of her.
Oh,
under
very,
the dinner
very
table.
true. Yes, I
And
did. I did
think,
forget about that.
This is where I wrote in my notes. This is also the point where I would just kill him. Because I don't,
Yeah, it was that was just awful. I mean, we're getting to the point where like they're trying to humanize him right before he is getting out of the movie effectively.
yeah.
This is
So he gets a chance to have
the
wild age gap sex with his girlfriend, who will now be in public with him. And he bails because he's like, no, I'm going to need to go back to my son and hang out with him. And he walks in on...
Could you do that same line, but in Robin Williams' voice, please?
Oh, I'd love to have... oh,
Come on,
you know, I'd
continue.
love to stay and have age gap inappropriate sex with my 20-year-old girlfriend, but I gotta go home and hug my son. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
I
My
felt like I
penis
was
is
just
getting
watching.
so
I
large
promise
right now.
I won't do that every time, but for some reason that line, I'm like, that's going to sound great as Robin. And I need to hear that.
Inappropriate age gap sex is a very funny turn of phrase.
Ooh, if I pulled my penis out, he'd wink at you like Jack Nicholson. Yeah, that's right. Show me your panties again.
Oh, now do Christopher Walken.
Oh. You
No, but
guys,
do Rob
I
Williams
can't fucking do this on command yet.
Okay, we don't have to
guys
keep
wanted
doing
a
that.
little Jeff Goldblum back. I think I know it now.
I did not ask for Jeff Goldblum. Come on.
I don't think you have to ask.
No, if you do Jeff Goldblum any longer, I will shut this down now.
This podcast is over.
Now I can't stay. All I'm thinking is like, you gotta get Goldblum back out there, man. You gotta. I think they're ready. Oh man, fuck it. Do you guys want to talk about who wants? Does anybody want to do the scene? The scene? The Eye of
You
the
mean
Duck?
so?
Oh,
no,
the
you
one
go.
where the kid autoerotically asphyxiated himself? That
Yes.
scene?
Yeah.
That normal movie scene that we have to talk about? Yeah. So the kid, that was actually, I will say,
could not wait to
Robin
get home and
Williams
beat off.
finds his kid. He had to get home.
That's
His
all he
dad
wanted
comes
to do.
in. He's like, hey, I'm home. Oh, my son. I can't do it as good as Sauce. I'm sorry. I can't,
When I will say, because it's a good little fake out because he opens up the door and he
Oh,
goes
I thought I said we were gonna hang out. I didn't know we were gonna take it literally.
exactly.
That's exactly. That was the line he said. Yeah, I remember that line.
But then he's looking at him. He's going, "Oh, hey, I think my kid's. I think my kid's dead. Oh."
I'm glad we all have Robin Williams as working right now. It was kind of crushing because like that kid has been an asshole the whole movie to him, but I think that was very much a holy shit. Robin Williams is a really good actor because he's in kind of a mid movie.
I was gonna say
to pretend to like this kid, and he had a human breakdown.
I was gonna say,
Well,
I think
Bruce Willis
that's a real testament to Robin Williams as an actor. Is that when he does like, you feel for him because it's like he starts bawling basically. Because I mean,
He laid
at
it
the end of the
in.
day,
It was good.
even though it's the shittiest son in the universe, it is still his son. You know?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's
there's
like,
plenty of people whose kids go on to like murder 10 people, and you're like, oh fuck. You sure? Do you still love him? Because what I wrote down in my notes is, I feel like I have a lot of family members that I'd celebrate if they just died like that. You know, so
start naming them,
one.
but name them as Robin Williams.
Oh, you thought I wouldn't remember that time at summer camp? Oh, but I did.
Oh no! Oh.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So
Hunter from the past. Edit this part.
Hunter from the future. Are we friends?
No.
still?
Hunter from right now? No.
So I mean, okay. So first, I'm watching the scene. Definitely. Now, though, with the added like how Robin Williams died in real life, I felt
Right?
like a hugely like extra layer on it.
Really.
So I mean, like one,
Which
his kid
obviously was
accidentally
not
killed
the
himself.
intention when they made it.
Yeah, but the fact that he
No.
takes him and then hangs him properly, and then
Yes.
writes,
Yeah.
he
and
uses
then
his,
writes the suicide note.
he uses his bachelor's degree to write and not ChatGPT. He uses it to write a suicide note, a very effective suicide note for his son.
It did take a while. I think part of the reason this movie didn't hit as well for me, you spend so much time with that kid. This is like a solid halfway through the movie before this finally happens. It feels
Yeah,
like
it takes a
this
long
should have
time,
been
yeah.
a little bit earlier. Like Robbie mentioned before, they meandered a little bit getting to this point.
They do
setting up
definitely
how much of an
meander
asshole
around
it
this
is.
point. Yeah.
And they could. I feel like they did a little too much to get to here, and so we don't get enough of the because this part of the movie, like once we're past the kid, and we're not totally past him. They bring him back in certain ways as a reference point, but once we're past the kid, this actually is where it got a little more interesting for me, and a little more satirical actually. the first half feels
Right.
very on the nose, like Robbie and you guys are saying, like these are kids that we've seen and they've become more common incels and stuff like that. Now we're in the part where it becomes more almost like more of a Bobcat Goldthwait satirical comedy.
Yeah, well, 'cause they start out with everybody giving condolences, and then it gets found out that it's just to get to the point that Hunter's talking about, that his suicide note was obtained by a student, so they published it in the paper, and then now everybody who's read it. This is something I want to get into where like art imitates life. Even I want to say, so before we go there, like we see a radical 180 change, and one, the way everybody treats Lance, Robin Williams' character, and now also how everybody remembers Kyle. And did you guys know anybody in high school? I mean, Robbie went to the same high school, but did you ever remember anybody who like died and then suddenly everybody was like, "Oh, you guys were best friends?" What? Or like they?
I feel like there was specifically one kid, and I cannot remember his name. I'm sorry.
I don't think we should say it, but
yeah,
there was, and I remember writing the bus.
It was a drunk
like,
driving accident, right?
I don't think he was drunk. The person who got
No, I think he got hit by a drunk driver.
Correct.
I think
And I just remember like all these people, like I knew his in high school, like I knew his brother. We had classes with his brother, but I was like, and I felt really bad, you know. But I also don't think at any point I was like, I need to fabricate that I'm actually closer to this than whatever. But I remember writing my bus,
but
and like
I remember
all these
people
crying.
did do that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, suddenly everybody was. Don't get me wrong, it's very sad when a kid dies, but like everybody's acting like, no, you don't understand. We were like really close, and I'm like, never saw you in the same proximity ever. I've seen you cross each other in the halls and not even do the like heads up nod, you know?
Not even a little head nod, yeah.
Yeah, so I almost wonder.
I can't say mine because it would be too obvious for people that actually know from where I was at. But the one I had was like that, but it was an entire town acted that way, and it was really weird.
Wow.
It's very strange. I grew up in a small town, so it was it's a little bit different. But
Tell us, John
it was
Cougar
very
Mellencamp.
weird. Yeah. They were sucking on chili dogs, you see. And then the kid died.
Maybe my favorite song lyric of all time.
It's great. Tasty Freeze stocks went immediately up when that song came out. No, the kids, and you've introduced all these kids in the first half, like they absolutely hate this guy. They beat the shit out of this kid. Like they actually beat him up.
Yeah,
rightfully
he
so.
gets-
Like,
he
you
gets-
mentioned
he's almost
before,
expelled
we kind of skipped past it. He gets beat up in this movie by a nerd. That was a very funny part that we kind of skipped because
That is funny.
He's getting beat up by a nerd, and he's like, "Get off me, you fucking jock!" He's like, "I don't even play sports." Like, what are you talking about? Like you're just getting beat up by another nerd. Like what are you doing?
That is very funny.
Fucking classic.
I thought that was a great touch. And that's
So
kinda how they
we see everybody
reintroduced the
180
actor
on
back in.
how they suddenly remember him. Everybody joins the poetry class. And it just starts-
he suddenly gets remembered like he's Elliott Smith, you know.
yeah, exactly. And I wonder how
much,
that
yeah.
plays into it.
I'm actually kind of curious if maybe they were kind of basing it off like Kurt Cobain or Elliott Smith or something like that. In
All
that
of them,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess like any kind
Jeff
of
Buckley,
artist
like-
who died. John Morrison, Jack, whatever his name is,
Jim.
Morrison,
The shitty one.
Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like all those people who, because I've always said with Jim Morrison, I've never liked the Doors. I think the Doors suck ass. And
Whoa! I thought we
this
weren't going to
before.
get
I
political
recall
here.
this.
oh, we're getting political. Jim Morrison the Doors sucked. His poetry sucked. He was just an industry plant because his dad was like a head naval intelligence guy.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
He was attractive, so they went, well, we'll put him in a band and he can like psyop kids in the 60s or whatever. Yeah.
Robbie's
so
getting
I'm
really
going to say
lived out right now.
no, this is
on?
no, I'm not.
I
This is
I think
this is
it's
something
really
else.
Libby over here.
All right, I'm sorry. That was just a digression.
Yeah, so his poetry class now has like completely full attendance. Like so many people have signed up for it. 'cause
Which
they're
you
all-
can do in high school. You can just switch class.
You can just
I feel like
switch
it's
over.
like,
to the other
they have
teachers.
uniforms, so it's a private school, right? So like there is some sort of
Yeah, that's
the-
what it seems
It might
like.
be, yeah.
Yeah,
That
and I
makes-
wrote in my notes a couple things. One, the actors, especially the younger actors, do look like early to late 2000s.
High
Like that
school
is what
kids.
people look like.
Yes.
I feel, you know.
Even the way
that
they
was
dressed
accurate.
and stuff too seemed very accurate of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
but-
goth felt like a goth.
Yeah.
The preps and the nerds, they all felt pretty close to what they should feel like.
and
I
everybody is reflecting, like they're giving themselves, like they're psyoping themselves into having new memories of how they remember him. Like, actually, maybe he was just like afraid and scared, like I am, or maybe he was like insecure about this and like actually.
Well, yeah, that one jock kid. That one jock kid comes over to Robin Williams and he says like, "I think I realized I'm gay," and like
it wasn't just that your kid called me slurs every day. It's because I'm actually gay.
Yeah. They physically imagine him like he showed. That's how the actor shows up again in the movie. Essentially, he keeps popping up, and like you see him in different outfits. Like he's burning a cigarette into his arm for the goth kid, or he's in, like glasses for the nerdy kid, and
everybody's projecting.
Everyone's projecting onto this blank slate for whatever they feel. I mean, at one point, the two the girls start fighting over a Bruce Hornsby CD because he convinces them that
that was like the deep CD, very funny.
Yeah, I was I wrote that in my notes. Like, everyone's nice when your shitty kid is dead, but also like where I'm kind of taken out is like, I mean, I know again, you default on saying satire, but I'm like, the movie just becomes a compilation of conversations of people acting very inappropriately to someone whose child just died.
Yes. Truly, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that also shows, what happens when you do kind of deify these types of people, where it's this idea of like, because you can project whatever you want. Yeah, because you can project whatever you want onto them and create this character out of anything. It's like you don't even see them physically as a person anymore. They are just they exist in something else entirely. Yeah,
they cause you to experience confrontation with mortality, and then Hunter pointed out, like, everybody puts their own projection of how they see themselves onto him, which is not a single one of them is accurate.
No, yeah, you get like Shepherd Fairy posters of this kid.
Yeah,
and I kind of think that's why the movie does decide to spend so much of the first half focusing on him, because I think it really needed to hammer into you like, this kid sucks. Like, it really needed. I think truly for the second half to be like effective, you have to like really make it like, no, this kid does not deserve any sort of good things happening to him.
Which is hard to say about.
They definitely hammered. They spent a lot hammering it in, and it hammered in as hard as it could. It is fully in my brain now.
The only person impervious to the bullshit is Andrew, who is the only person confronting Lance, saying like, yeah, he couldn't form a fucking sentence in English class. For telling me he wrote this. Very eloquent.
He has my favorite line in the whole movie when he's like, he goes up to Robin Williams. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was reading it, and there's no mentions of anal sex or cum shots or fucking or. It's just like, I think that's really funny. Like,
and his mom's an alcoholic, which is why he's always hanging out with their family. Isn't Robin Williams like, hey, do you ever think maybe you're fucking annoying? That's why your mom drinks. It's such a fucking. The only person who's being genuine with him, the only person who isn't like coddling him.
So mean for no reason to a child. It's like, hey.
Yeah, did throw that at a troubled kid.
Yeah. But all this notoriety has given him the confidence to write appear to be 180-page book that is supposed to be his Kyle's secret journal.
Yeah. That's is what makes him so misunderstood, is like he really did have all these deep thoughts in the journal. And it's funny because whenever they do read like sections of the book, it's still just like the most base level, like pablum. Yeah, it's pablum. It's trash. Like,
was this before? Was this after the what was it, Million Little Pieces or whatever it was, that book that the guy?
I think it was after. Yeah. I'm actually curious if it was based off
on that.
Yeah,
partially inspired by it. Yeah,
it's funny because my mom read that book, and I think I remember her actually like being into that book when it came out.
And hey,
that was all over like, Oprah.
We watched the trend, and this reminded me of a Chuck Palahniuk book, it's Survivor or whatever, where this person just becomes famous because of a tragedy, But we see it's all working out for him. He puts out this book. He gets a child therapist to like put the blurb on and co-sign on it, and like also use that to further his career. Like, everyone is so fucking callous.
And the book was called Hillbilly Elegy. That's right. I got political there, folks.
Hell yeah.
Skip that part rubs you the wrong way. That book is fake, right? Like everyone knows that.
Yeah,
fake,
of
right?
course of course it is.
Okay, just checking.
All books are fake, dude.
Okay,
It's words on a paper.
Yeah, there's never
shit.
been a real book.
Not 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That actually happened.
That did happen. Captain Nemo's real. I seen him.
That was real.
Also, Program to Kill
Oh, that one's
by
cool.
Dave McGowan.
And also
Check it
the
Oh, now we're reading
novelization of
books.
the movie Around
Oh,
Utopia.
we're flexing what we really know. Oh.
New party trick if you ever wanted to defuse a situation, we just start talking like Robin Hood. There you go.
I've
think
used
that
it to
would
talk
work,
my way out of a
honestly.
speeding ticket.
Did you?
No.
Mr. Williams, you're back? And then you just don't get a
Oh, just for a teeny tiny minute.
Oh, Mr. Officer.
Oh,
My
I'm
favorite
Peter Pan,
Robin
but I'm not a little
Williams voice is
boy.
when
I'm a
he-
hairy man.
When he would
Okay.
do his gay guy voice. Robin Williams he had like his few go-to voices, you know?
Yeah, Jack
And,
Nicholson
like,
was always
I
one
always-
of them.
Jack Nicholson, but I just remember he had like his little, well, thank you, like kind of gay Southern guy voice.
his if you watch Good Morning Vietnam, you get all of them. So if you ever need a
I love Good
little
Morning
run
Vietnam.
through what voices, I love that movie, but yeah, you get every single one of those voices.
That is
at
true.
Some point during the movie. and you could watch that instead of Patch Adams, where he also does the same thing, but he's a doctor.
Oh man, Patch Adams. We'll get. Oh fuck. That'll be a Patreon
That
episode.
might
for
need to be on the
sure.
list.
Yeah, that
That'll
might have
be
to be a Patreon app, but
Fucking that movie. Yeah. Anyway, back to somehow a better. Robin
I mean,
Williams.
everything's going good. Even the principal is 180'd on him. He's playing. His book is published. He's playing golf with Principal and Mike just suddenly becomes the most cucked character in the movie. Like he gets the role reversal where every one of his jokes don't land. You find out that like he's losing all custody of his kid.
it's pretty fucked up too. Because you feel for him.
his
Because like
delivery of
Mike
the joke
hasn't
on the
been a
golf
bad
course
guy
was
the whole
awesome.
movie. Mike's actually been a pretty nice guy. Like he was always
He's
really
actually
nice to Lance too.
He-
Yeah.
He calls him Lance a lot. He's like a cool friend to him, and it's
He's just
whenever
too hot.
he's
You can't be
out
friends with
his
a guy that hot.
girlfriend. He's not. Yeah, it's true. You can't be the second banana to that guy. But like even when he's out with his girlfriend, he's not being inappropriate. Really, it's not. Until
No, it
you
might
get
be
the
like a
role
little peck
reversal
on the
where he's
cheek or
suddenly,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Exactly.
He doesn't like go after her. She's like always the one kind of heaping the affection on him.
Right.
Yeah, but then when he starts going downhill, he starts spiraling. Delivering that joke on the golf course and getting like no laughs at it was painful. That
It's
was
one of
you
the
get
hardest.
painful.
That's one of the hardest I've ever cringed on watching a movie because I think we've all been there. Wait, maybe Sauce hasn't, but I know when you
every
throw
day
a
of my
joke
life.
out,
Every day of my
yeah,
life. Half
and
the time on this
nobody
podcast, for
gives it
fuck's
to
sake.
you. Yeah.
Well, he threw a joke out at the same time that they were talking about, like, what was it? Naming the library after the dead kid, and then also finding out he is losing custody or whatever. And so it was just like this.
What was the library
horrible
named
joke.
initially,
It
though?
was just
Fuck.
terribly timed.
And then also we get the return to the joke of she's like Oprah. Like, yeah, she's not Oprah though. It's the just the suddenly like
Yeah, the New
just
Yorker
eats
joke
shit.
redone. Yes, it was great. That was because Oprah.
Yeah.
Be different if it was a national TV show.
Yeah, so he's and also he makes plans with his old lady neighbor who's a hoarder. The only person he actually relates to in an honest way, aside from Andrew, who he's pushing away because Andrew knows the truth that he's full of shit.
Knows the truth about his son.
That
Yeah.
his kid definitely deserved to die, even if it means he has no friends. But they make plans to watch Night of the Living
kid
Dead, and he
sucks.
blows her off because he's going to go on. Was it called Heather? It's just like it's Oprah, but it's not Oprah, but it's Oprah.
It's not, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's whatever daytime talk show kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Oprah. It's literally just off-brand Oprah.
It's made for the moms,
Anyways, so he has to blow her off on their movie date night with the old lady to go do this fake Oprah show where, man, his girlfriend sucks. Which I know, I know what Bobcat's doing. It's the, geez, women, don't they take forever to get ready? What's that all? What are they even doing in there?
And he
I mean,
even shows
at
up
the end of the
during
day,
scene.
you got. Yeah, at the end of the day, you got your stock jokes. You have your shit you can lean on when you need it.
Right.
just the classics.
She does outfit changes and then just decides on the first outfit anyways.
Women.
Bobcat's
Jesus,
the
let me tell you.
driver.
Yeah, Bobcat's cameo,
Oh, yeah,
which I
yeah.
do like that cut of he goes to go get her, and then they're sitting on the bed just talking, and he doesn't realize that that Lance is is actually the guest on the show. They're not waiting on her, and she's not being a diva. It's the fact he's like, oh, I thought she was the famous one because she was taking. No, it's just your girlfriend. Okay, all right. Well, can we go now, please? My favorite cameo, Toby Huss. Fuck yeah, because I also just saw him in pop up in Weapons, and I was like, yeah, honestly, you can throw him into any movie, and it's instantly like, and I'm okay with the scenes that we're watching.
Yeah, Toby Huss
One
is
of the
great.
best. This is where one of the best lines is because they were. He's getting like made up in the chair when they finally get to the set, and they're explaining like the show to him while he's being pitched a publishing deal on the book, and
Well, not only that, they give him notes on a faked journal, like giving notes on what's supposed to be, and they're trying to tell him it's going to be the next
some
diary of
kids
Anne Frank.
like thoughts and yeah.
the school therapist is now like part of the. It's so funny.
He
a
just
great
has
gag. But the
contact
line-
lenses with dollar signs in his eyes for the rest of the movie.
Yes, 100%. No, but the line is, "I'm so sorry for your loss. Let's have a great show." Just immediately, like shuffling him onto the stage.
What
It's,
a
like,
fucking
incredible.
line. That's such a good
Incredible.
line.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Let's have a great show. That's why I say at the beginning of every episode of Turn Off the Century. Sorry for your loss. Let's have a great
That's
show,
such
guys.
like a good callous line of just like
That's the other Bobcat line for me. That was that one and the haiku line. Those are my favorites. Like that's him. That's literally like he knew he nailed it with that one. He's like, Bobcat,
And again-
you got it today.
again, I think that's where the movie shines. I almost feel like this movie probably would have worked better if it were a short film.
Right.
Like, if it
I would
were,
have taken
like,
it
a
also
30,
like 80
45
minutes.
minute
they just
short film.
cut. Yeah, like or a nice like 80-minute feature. Like just waste no time.
Right.
yeah.
But I think again, because this was so new in the realm of streaming and all that, I think they were just looking to put anything, and that's probably how we got it funded in the first place. And it's not a very big budget at all, so it's just like, so it's just like they were probably looking to
Other
fund
cameos
anything.
too. Like what is it? Chris Novoselic has a cameo in it for a second because Bobcat used to open for Nirvana with his comedy. If that tells you
that's
about
right.
what era he comes from. But
That's
also
so
Yeah,
Morgan
no
Murphy.
kidding.
I think Morgan Murphy plays another one of the extraneous like teachers in the
Yes.
in the school. So like it's fun because you can see like okay, I like when and then obviously Robin Williams being a comedian as well. Like you can tell that this is like okay, this is a movie a comic wrote and he wanted to put his comic buddies in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I think this movie would have worked much better if it were a short film. I think stretching it out to feature length, I think, is kind of what ends up hurting the movie, because there is a lot of parts where it does feel like it's meandering, or they're just like they're not getting the point, or they're belaboring the point.
Right, and I mean, it also just they spend so much time. Like, I don't feel like anybody told him like just cut that shit, man. Like the stuff with the kid goes on too long and it's too much. Like, I feel we could have had two less Kyle scenes, and all the points would have still gotten across because he's just so insufferable. And like, I don't know how much of it like my line from the movie is "fucking pussy is virgin shit."
That's a great line too. That's
Like, I almost wonder, like,
good.
is it also him working out his frustrations? I'm sure with his own like dipshit teenage kid, So
I mean, you think
this
about
this
it.
felt very lived for sure. Like he was writing.
He's working through
unknown
some
quantity
frustration
when he was making this.
well, you think about it too, because this was at like the internet was starting to become more of a constant in everyone's lives. So, it's being a Gen X parent and not having that at all, and going into like now the kid is just online all the time and being exposed to just disgusting shit. And I imagine that's what a parent is thinking when we were all online, back in 2008, 2009. They're just thinking about us being on, just seeing the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst, because that's what the news told them. That's what all that kind of stuff. And to be fair,
it was also the
teenage
worst
boy,
shit that
they were looking at
anybody
some
had ever
fucked
been
up
exposed to. Yeah.
Yeah, I had Bonsai Buddy on my computer. That's fucked up.
What the fuck?
I was more of a Clippy guy.
Oh, is that the little like thing that would just
Bonsai
sit
Buddy
on
was
your
the little
head?
purple
monkey.
ape guy.
He was the purple monkey that gave you spyware. It was great.
Yeah, you had to like download him, and he was just a guy. It was just like a weird little purple monkey that would hang out on your computer.
Yeah, it was.
I don't
like
think he
Clippy,
even
but
did
way
anything.
worse. He didn't do shit, dude. He gave you spyware. That's not like that's literally what that fucking thing did. We didn't. To be fair, it wasn't on my computer. It was on the school's computer. It's different.
Oh well, that's fine then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as
exactly.
you're doing it to government property, that's okay. So he goes on fake Oprah, and I guess he drops the line: "The suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem."
God.
Just goes full circle in on his own bullshit, huffing his own farts.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no shit.
I think we can just like
Right to the
slingshot
end.
straight to the end. I don't remember while watching it. I don't know if I got a text or something. I did try to watch this. I had a lock the fuck in movie day, and this was one of the 4 movies I watched in one day. Not because I have depression, but because I'm coming out of it.
I feel that.
But what is it that
still
makes
in
him
it.
like they're doing like an honorary, Kyle whatever day.
Yeah, they do the library thing. They
commemoration.
finally get to the spot where they're commemorating the library. That was the weird thing to me too. Is it gets to
Why
this
does he
point, and
180?
that's the thing. You say we're slingshotting to the end. We're not really slingshotting to the end. We just kind of get to the end.
I think he
changes his
180s.
mind.
If I may, I think he 180s because I think it's finally just been enough. Because you've already seen how he has been kind of uncomfortable with the way his son is being portrayed by everybody, even though it's his own fault that this is happening. I think you can see that he has been portrayed. He knows that this is all a lie and this is all bullshit. And I think he is still like, there is still humanity within his character. So I think he finally just had that moment of like I can't do this. Like I see where the next 10 years of my life are going, and I don't like what I become within that next 10 years.
Cinematically, the way they represent that.
But
was
do we
him
see
kind of
that?
wading through the that's the problem I have. Is I think what they tried to do is he changes his mind on the way to the podium. He's like, they have the Bruce Hornsby song. I think it's during that section where he's like wading through the people. Everyone in the audience or the crowd is like talking about how much they like him. You can see him start shifting, but there's no real like reason for him to shift because it literally went from
what is
him
his
being
moral
on a show
compulsion?
being full of shit. Yeah, that's kind of it. They don't really show it. It just seems to be. I think what the way they try to show it is him going through the crowd and the Bruce Hornsby thing and like just the crowd being into it. But they've been into it the whole movie. Like
again, the way I see it is that I think he kind of saw his own future, and I think he felt he didn't want to live a lie anymore. It's really, I mean, it seems very.
I wish
simple,
it was telegraphed in any
sometimes
way
it
at all,
is
though,
very
'cause
simple.
I don't know if I was in a like lethargic, like what, okay, because he gets ready to go give the commencement speech.
Yes, I see both sides. I agree with you, Robbie. I think that is the intent. I think that's where the character does see that as like, this is where my life is going and it's bad. But I'm on Sauce's side in the sense that they don't show that at all. It
feels
goes
very
from
abrupt
him
that he just
being
decides
on
to
the
confess.
TV show and suddenly he goes to this thing. It feels like there's a scene missing there. Oddly
But
enough,
again, I think
we've all said.
I think him being on the TV show is what is trying to be portrayed here, because I think he's realizing he is gaining his celebrity banking off his kid's death and also that he is living a lie. And I think him being on the TV show, the Bruce Hornsby stuff, all that kind of stuff, I think
He
it's
sees the
all just
artifice
kind of
finally?
piled on.
Sure.
Yeah, like he just kind
I
of
guess
went.
one spot where I could see that is on the TV show. There's that thing where they keep giving him like tissues because they're saying, "Oh, he's crying," but it actually sounds like he's laughing whenever
Yes.
he tries
Yeah,
to quote
he's
from
cracking
the
up.
book and tries to do that.
Because
He's,
I
like,
think he
losing
finally
it 'cause he
sees
thinks
how kind of
stupid it
shitty
is.
his own writing is too.
Yeah.
I think it's his moment of clarity of like him kind of reading it out loud and then going, "This is all kind of hack and kind of bullshit."
Yeah. It seems to be that kind of moment that I guess switches. It just doesn't. I agree with Sauce. That's not the clearest thing. I guess
Sure.
is what I'm trying to say.
No, and I completely hear
But
that.
yeah,
I understand.
it feels
that.
rushed. If anything, even if something's not missing, it just does feel. It feels like we sacrificed the ending for the beginning where we get all the Kyle scenes. It feels like this is the part that should have been slightly more extended because
Slightly more fleshed out.
Yeah, we get this weird like go strip down and dive in the
So
in the
that-
swimming pool.
Well, so
that
he confesses.
scene
He confesses
actually-
to everybody that it's full of shit. Everybody who's
Yeah.
been commemorating him, like they have kids who are getting tattoos or fighting over Bruce Hornsby CDs because it's what he would have liked. And Bruce Hornsby himself shows up to sing a performance,
great.
and he confesses to everybody that it's all full of shit. Kyle actually sucked. None of you actually like. He kind of gets to call them out on their shit too, their own hypocrisy of like,
Yeah.
none
Yeah,
of you
He gets to
fucking
call
liked
it
him.
Kyle.
He
He gets to
sucked.
call it all the kids.
Yeah.
Like, he was a bad kid. Nobody liked him, and you were right to not like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I failed as a parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suck too. But I will say, the stuff with him where he strips naked, he jumps in the pool. That's the part that loses me, honestly, because I feel like that kind of scene has been done so many times, and it's
Yeah, and
kind
it
of
does-
just-
The
There's-
visual metaphor is
there's
there.
no
He's-
allusion
he's-
to it.
He's shed the artifice, the skin,
the
he's truly
proverbial
naked.
artifice. Yeah,
But
exactly.
also, like I said, the budget
You
for
hear
this was
Under
10
Pressure
million,
start playing.
so the budget for this was 10 million, and I think they blew most of it on licensing Under Pressure, and that's why the rest. Of
I
the
know.
movie
I
looks
was
so fucking
surprised
cheap.
when they actually started playing Under Pressure. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
And like, the thing is, you are shedding, all the weight and all that stuff, but they've never even shown that there's a pool in this school. Like, there's no reason for him to care about this. He hasn't mentioned, like, boy, something about the pool. It's just weird to just suddenly have
Which
that
again,
happen.
here I'll go
it
say,
felt-
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at least has a first act callback in the climax that ties it all together, which is called good writing.
And again, this is why I say this definitely feels like someone's first movie, because I think part of the reason I connected with this movie when I first saw it, because it felt like something I wanted to write at that time.
I wrote that in
Because
my notes. I go, this is like a premise Robbie would write, but I think you would write it better. So that's in my notes.
Did you actually write that in your
Yeah.
notes? That's hilarious. But that's what I like. But it feels very much like something an inexperienced but potentially good writer would write.
Yeah. Did you guys see his second movie?
Yeah.
God Bless America, I think it is called.
I never saw God Bless America. And I
That
always
one is the
meant
one I
to
liked
see
way
it.
more, and that's the one I think was critically people were much harsher on it. But I liked that one a lot more, only because it really leaned more into the South Parkification of like, no, just straight up like you just want to shoot these people, fuck it, go for it, It's about like a
Right,
teenage
right.
girl and a jaded old guy go on a road trip to just start killing everybody who sucks in America. And
a movie
I
I
was
should
like, this
check out,
one fucks
actually.
way harder than
I need to check that
World's
out.
Greatest Dad. Yeah, that's one I enjoy a lot more. And it's got what's his name, Teddy Rumson from Mad Men is the old guy in that.
Oh, hell
He's
yeah.
got such a good face for that kind of character.
Who's the girl in the movie? Is she anyone?
I don't think it's Chloe Grace Moretz, but like one of those.
It feels like
Girls.
that would be her role.
And actually, shit, it might be her. I might just be out of my mind.
It might be her. You know what? I think it is her.
Yeah, I think you're right. Fuck. Sorry, I think
I
I'm
think
right.
it is her. Shit. Here we go again. I think that's the end of the movie as far as like.
Yeah, he jumps.
'Cause
In
he
the,
jumps in the
he.
Oh, wait, we hit the
kind of
last
adopts
scene.
They have a
Andrew.
movie night.
Yeah, he adopts Andrew, who is Kyle's friend, who has the alcoholic mom and no dad. And then he finally goes over to Bonnie's house to watch. They all buddy up to eat pizza and watch his.
Oh no, they came over to his apartment. To
Oh,
watch the
okay.
movie.
So he gets to essentially
I
do
made
a found
that.
family with
Yes,
the only
yeah.
people who actually know who he is and like kind of don't.
And
fault him
and I
for
do
the
like
shittiness.
there is a cute little part where Andrew takes a bite of the brownie and implying that it's the weed brownie, and she gives Lance a little look, and they just kind of go like, oh.
Yeah, fuck it, it's good for him.
Yeah, he might need it.
One thing that was funny to me the whole time. So there's a continuing kind of running gag about how much Kyle hates the picture of him that they use throughout the entire movie.
'Cause I look
Yeah,
at
he would always
T-shirts on
push
the
it down
posters.
face first.
I couldn't figure out I don't know if it's an intentional reference, but I finally was like, what is that pose reminds me? It looks like the 40-year-old virgin like poster.
Yeah.
DVD
It does
cover.
look like the
It's
40-year-old
the same
virgin
pose.
poster.
He's got
Yeah.
like the look up to the right kind of thing going on. I was like, I wonder if that was intentional because it looks so stupid. It is legitimately.
I mean, I
one of
think
the
it's
worst
just
school photos
taken.
of all time.
I think it's just taken from just how lame school photos
Sure,
were. Truthfully,
Yeah,
It just was
and then
funny to
they
me.
like
That
you said,
was-
they do the Shepherd Fairy thing with it, where they like make it the
Yeah. Take
propaganda
the ugliest
posters.
school photo and make Shepherd Fairy poster out of it. Great. Two great things, but taste great together.
Oh, like you weren't wearing Obey shirts. Come on, get real.
I mentioned that I have a thing against people whose
I'm
names
lived
are
out,
like.
man. What do you think?
I
Think
have
I'm
a
not wearing
thing-
Obama shirts?
Wait, what's this sauce?
I don't know. I was just having this conversation before I came to record with you with one of my friends,
Yeah.
and I was telling him that like I hate. I don't like it when somebody has two names that are like a thing, you know. And Shepard Fairey
A
is one of
shepherd
them.
and a
Where I'm
fairy.
like- yeah, and I'm like, no. Like, dude, you can be like Tom Ferry or Shepard Hamilton. You know what I mean? Like that's I'm like, but when you have two names and like no disrespect to their writing, but both like Bell Hooks and Sojourner Truth, I'm like, fuck you, not you, but like fuck your parents.
Yeah, but what if I name my kid like Gun Lamborghini?
Then your kid sucks.
What about that new kid
Then
named
you're a
Aquaman?
shitty parent.
Aquaman's something, right?
You tell me you wouldn't fuck with Gun Lamborghini. That kid would kick ass.
Actually,
Now,
Gun
see,
Lamborghini
there's
would be-
exceptions where I remember my friend went to high school with a guy who was head of the track team, and his name was Ace Champion, and I went, "Fuck that!"
Damn.
rocks."
Awesome.
But, you know what I mean?
That's never gonna lose. That's never gonna lose.
Yeah. No other commentary
Champion
other than
can't
I just get mad at parents where I'm like, you can't give them two fucking names that are like cool thing. You know what I mean? Like
I
you
get
probably
that.
put it
I
best
get
way, like
that.
Gun Lamborghini. I'm like, shit though. If there's an anime and the villain was named Gun Lamborghini, but that's anime, not real fucking life.
Anime is more real than real life. Let's be honest here.
True.
The feelings are, yeah.
True. I don't know how that's possible, but that's true. I'm just gonna say it's true.
So, like overall, what are your guys' like?
See, it's fun to
main
think about now. Like,
takeaway?
I feel like I have this almost now. Like, okay, like again, like I can always see like the good in things, and I feel like we definitely
Sure.
I don't hate this movie in the sense that I want to like rail against it. Like, we'll definitely have
Right.
some of those. Like, there's some movies where I like am like physically
Oh,
against its existence
same.
or its politics or its certain
Well,
stylistic
I
choices.
know. I remember when I first started talking to you about doing this. That was one thing I wanted to make clear. Like, I don't want this to be a movie hate podcast. Like, I don't want it to
Yeah.
be a thing where it's
I
like we're
hate
picking
everything.
things
Your movie
because
sucks.
we
You know,
hate
like
them. Yeah, I
shit
hate
like
that
Like,
shit.
I can fuck off, man. Like, but again, that also feels like such a passe thing that it like comes from the era this movie came out in too. So it's like it's
Yes.
almost
True.
endemic. But I'm like, no, I am a like movie mindset motherfucker. Like, even, shit doesn't have to rule. I prefer it if it ruled. But
Yeah,
I can
obviously.
I'll also like, man, I'll watch something and make maybe, oh, you know what, low key, like that movie didn't suck. I was just hungry. Like, you can revisit
Right,
it.
yeah, dude, that happens all the time.
And just as often it happens the other way around where I'm like, I love that, and then I watch it again and I literally end up apologizing to whoever I show it to, like, yeah, you know what, I fucked
Yeah,
up.
I'm
That
sorry,
actually
I made a
sucks shit.
mistake.
I forgot I
actually
wasn't
eating
7
really
anymore.
Good food then.
What was that, Hunter?
I was actually eating really good food at the time. It's the opposite. Like,
Oh, sorry. I thought you were confessing that, guys. Sauce is right. I was eating chicken nuggets.
I wasn't eating
And
chicken
pizza.
nuggets.
Were you
No
really?
chicken nuggets. Yeah, I did have
And watching
pizza,
Shiesta
actually.
porn.
No, that's you, Robbie. We know it.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
I have to edit that out every time. It's just in the background.
Yeah, there
constantly.
are like 15 minutes that in the podcast that go missing. That's just me talking about German shit.
Oh, ein
porn.
Minute, bitte.
Ed playing it for us. I was like, I don't need to hear that, man.
But I mean, ultimately, you know, for all the issues this movie has, and I think there
It's
are
just
a lot
that,
of
I
issues.
think it's
Like
just
said,
that it
I
looks
think-
fucking cheap and it feels fucking cheap a lot of the time. And that
I think
extends
I was-
to both
I
its
think I
production
was kinda
quality as
more
well as its
lenient.
writing.
I understand that.
That's
I
where I'm
think
kind
I
of
was
going,
more. I tend to be kind of lenient on movies when they very clearly have a small budget. It's like I believe in trying to make the best of what you can, and I think it again because it's someone's first movie. I think maybe he didn't have the skills necessary, but I think he realized that there is good writing, and he has good writing in the movie. So I think in his mind he was probably like, I can make this movie get by writing, you know. I have a big actor. I have a script. I just want to get this made. And so I think I tend to be more lenient on that kind of movie. It doesn't look interesting. It doesn't, you know. No. But I think there's enough funny lines and I think there's enough good performances in this movie that I think it carries it further than it maybe should even.
Yeah, I guess I probably want to say, like, I don't even think I hate the movie. I hate Kyle, and like it's sure testament to like that was the point. But I'm like,
exactly
yeah, but
my
the point,
thought.
like, it just also just fucking pisses me off, though. You know,
It's half of the movie. I don't think it's the worst made movie. It's not a great, well made movie. It's somewhere in the middle. Like I said, it's a first movie. It's a first shot, low budget. He worked within his means. There's some issues, but half the movie is a character that I fucking hate, and it's grating, not like redeemable hate. It's just this guy sucks, and they just are like, look at him suck, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. He sucks. And
even like Robbie's saying, like, we've all met that guy. I have too, but if you've ever been in a situation where you're like stuck around them you've been stuck with them for a period of time, you literally learn that one, they're gigantic fucking pussies. Like we see Cal get his ass beat, but I'm like, these kids have something fucking wrong with them that I would have the easiest job as their therapist. I'm like, oh yeah, like it's fucking just this, man. Like, and if I address it, I can dress you down in like no time at all. So it's the fact that this guy gets to suck, and then like Robin Williams, he's kind of one of those America's Dad type actors for especially guys like our generation. And it's like the fact that he just like kind of rolls over and takes it and like doesn't retaliate at all. I'm like, I've met people with some real fucking soft parents, but if anybody's not even their own kid, if anybody behaved that way in front of them, they'd lay them the fuck out. So it's sorry, I'm not trying to like out macho it, but I'm like, it's a lot. And do you remember there was this Got Milk commercial back in the day where this guy is just a shithead for 30 seconds, like not even 30 seconds, and he gets randomly hit by a car. I kind of
remember this.
You remember this one?
Oh, I do remember that one. Yeah,
I do remember this, yes.
So here's also where this one like fucked me up, and I'm like, this is where that's more effective. Like, you're watching somebody be like a complete fucking asshole for like a 15-second stretch. He gets hit by a car, goes to a white room that's full of cookies, and then a big fridge that says, "Welcome to eternity." Like, welcome to eternity. And he's eating like the best cookies in the world, and then he opens the fridge, and it's full of milk cartons that are all empty.
Yeah.
And it's, and I'm like, That's a good ad. Did a way better job.
We should splice that commercial in, by the way.
Yeah, fucking go for it. I think sure we can find it,
It's already there.
Tom, can I make a suggestion?
You're fired!
Welcome to eternity.
Heaven. Yeah. No. Wait a minute. Where am I?
Got milk.
Hell yeah,
dude. I think like there's just more effective ways of doing it, and like it's like Hunter says, like it feels like it's almost like an endurance test to put up with this like absolutely like abhorrent character that's like the shock value wears off about a third of his way through being in the movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately my problem with it. Aside from everything feels very, very cheap. I've also recently watched a couple of movies with like an even less budget than this that's fucking stunt. So it's like,
right.
Like I'm sorry, I don't. I'm not saying, like,
I think
everything
that's
needs
fair.
to be art.
No, I think that's a completely fair like read of the movie. Because when I picked this movie, I really did, and I still like the movie, and I think because I understand what it's saying, and I really do kind of like, I get where it's coming from. So I think I tend to be a little more lenient on that kind of thing. And, but yeah, I completely understand what you mean. And again, like I said, I think this movie works better if it's a 30-minute short, 45-minute short.
Yeah.
I think you could get to your points much quicker, and you don't have so many long scenes where you're just belaboring the same point over and over and over again, which does happen in the movie quite a few times.
Yeah. I'm just glad that our fans can finally cyberbully Robbie for liking such a bad movie. So if you want to get in the comments,
I mean, Hunter,
if you want to try
cyberbullying
me,
Hunter, I think we are in the minority because I feel like this movie has achieved some kind of cult status. Like
I think it's not only achieved cult status. I think it's pretty well received. Like if you go to Rotten Tomatoes,
it's got an 88%. Okay it's got like it's
that's
not
pretty
bad.
high. That's pretty fucking high.
I don't know. I'm glad I waited to see it because I feel like if I'd seen it when I saw it in Redbox so many times for so many years, I would have not wanted to revisit it. So I'm glad this was my first exposure to it.
Yeah, I just remember another friend was like being like, "Oh, have you seen it? Like, let's watch it again." I was like, "I never want to watch that again." And he's like, he just kept quoting the like music's gay, movies are gay, everything sucks. It was just like, it just like brought me back to that, like just seeing red and like, again, Robbie, you know me. Like I know you. Like I love exploitation. Love fucking like get gross with it, get mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it crossed into being like I'm annoyed now though.
Sure, and I think that it's such a fine line to walk.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the super bad era of movies, but without the charm, and that's kind of, I think, the point. But it gets really annoying, and I don't like it.
Well, I mean, you win some, you lose some. But I think that's about. Unless you guys have any final words you want to say about it, or did you guys get your?
I feel like
say out of it.
Much like the movie, I don't want to drag it out any longer than it has to be.
Yeah, no crap.
What did we decide on the next movie?
So, I mean, we'll just tell them right now
talking
we're going to be doing Van Helsing and Silent Hill. Because by the time these come out, it's going to be Halloween. We want to give people some spooks. We're going to give them some fun spooks. And then some
monsters.
Questionable spooks.
And you're probably
on how you
one of those
your
is going to be a
perspective with it.
bonus episode. So we'll have one
keep your eye
out of October and one on Halloween probably. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but those are
well,
we're trying to, well, if you guys follow our social media too on Twitter, what is our @? Handle now?
It's at Pod TOTC on Twitter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you follow that, we'll be posting there, and we'll be giving updates and schedules. If you want to, if there are movies you haven't seen yet, and you want to know what we're talking about by the time we get into it, I say go ahead and give it a look see, give it a follow,
and
give it a hug.
And you can subscribe to us on Spotify. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I actually kind of really liked this episode.
Of course you did.
But that was Turn Off the Century.
Oh, now he's liking the episode.
Turn off the
podcast. Sounds like we gotta turn off the podcast.
Maybe
turn off the damn podcast.
Turn off the podcast.